Today we're learning about personal narratives. The story that we listened to in our read aloud this morning is a narrative. It tells a story. In a narrative, you have characters, setting, a problem, a solution. And if it's a personal narrative, that's a story about something that's happened to you personally. Let's talk about the elements of what a good writer does in narrative writing. So, a good narrative writer has characters. That is who the story is about. A good narrative writer has a setting. And remember, a setting is not just where the story takes place, but when the story took place. Was it daytime? Was it nighttime? What season was it? So there's lots of whens that you can add to your setting. Where? Well, was it at the park? Was it in your house? Was it at your grandma's house? So where is more than just outside. So the outside could be the park. It could be the forest. It could be maybe like a splash pad or something like that. So we want to kind of be specific on our setting. And our problem is what the characters face in your story. What issue do they have to work through? And the solution is how they work through that problem. How did they solve their problem in a story? So a narrative has all of those things. The stories that you read every day are mostly narratives. They have characters, who, setting, when and where. The problem is what happened to the characters, and the solution is how they solved that problem. So you are going to get a chance to write your own narrative about a holiday memory. Let me change slides. So here's our writing prompt, what we are going to be working on these next couple of weeks. We're going to write a story about your favorite holiday memory. Your story is going to tell who, that's your characters, what, when, where, and how. And remember, it's telling a story from your life. You're going to think back to a holiday. Maybe it's your favorite holiday. Maybe it's the holiday you choose because something very special happened on that holiday. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make pictures in your mind of a favorite holiday memory. So think about what your holidays are that we celebrate. A holiday coming up very soon is going to be Christmas. A holiday that we just celebrated a couple of weeks ago was Thanksgiving. You also have other holidays such as Easter, 4th of July, let's see, Valentine's Day, that happens in February. So I want you to think about some of these things that you may celebrate and which one has a really special memory attached to it. Maybe it's somebody you were able to visit on this holiday. Maybe it's somebody who came to visit you. Maybe it's a special place you were able to go to. Maybe you had a Christmas where you had snow and that made it a special memory for you. So I want you to think back to different holidays that you've celebrated and a memory that is special to you. And I want you to try to make a picture of that in your mind. So in order to get our brains thinking about what we're going to write about, we are going to complete this page, and it tells us your favorite holiday. Think about your favorite holiday. Ask who, what, when, where, and how questions. So here it says who. Who was at your favorite holiday memory? Where and when did this memory take place? What happened that made this memory special for you? Was there a problem that happened? And if there was, how was it solved? So I want you to go through this star chart and I want you to get some ideas on paper about your favorite holiday memory. Okay, so I'm going to work through this with you for an example of filling this out. So remember that your favorite holiday memory will be different from this one because it's yours. It's personal to you. That's part of why we call it a personal narrative. It's your story. So, but I want to give you an example of how to fill this chart out so you can start getting your ideas on your paper. So think about your favorite holiday, ask who, what, when, where, and how questions. So for example, who? Okay. Well, actually, before I start, I'm going to, in the middle of my star, I'm going to write what it is that I'm writing about. Even though I know, it just helps me remember. Favorite holiday memory. And who, okay? Well, who is in this story? Who do I remember being with me for my favorite holiday memory? So I'm going to say my characters or my who in my memory are my friends and neighbors. Okay. Now I'm going to go to when. When did this story happen? When did this favorite memory happen? So I would come down here to when, and I'm going to say that this favorite memory was the 4th of July. And the 4th of July, if you cannot remember what this holiday is, it's celebrating America's independence. And a lot of times on 4th of July, it happens during the summer, right? So that would be part of my setting. I know July is in the summer. And people usually shoot fireworks. Maybe you have a picnic. Maybe you go to a parade. Things like that. So that's my 4th of July example. And it happened during the summer. And where? So where? I go to another text box. Where did this happen? Well, this was a block party type thing. And I did not spell that right. A block party. So that's kind of where. So the neighborhood. It's a block party. Have you ever been to a block party? Well, what happened in this favorite memory? What happened? What do I remember? Well, I remember that we couldn't, whoops, and I didn't change my font size. I want to make sure I change it so it all fits in my thing. So I remember that we couldn't break our sun pinata. That was our problem in this story, or in my memory. We had the sun pinata and it wouldn't break. So, kind of funny. I'm going to go back up to my text box. What was the solution to this? As the story went on, how did we break that sun pinata? Well, we broke the pinata with a bowling ball. Isn't that crazy? That's so silly. So that's my favorite holiday memory. And I organized my thoughts from it. My who was there, my characters, my friends, and my neighbors. When did it happen? Well, my holiday was the 4th of July. That's in the summer. Where did this take place at? Well, it was a block party. It was in our neighborhood. What happened during this block party type thing? Well, we couldn't break the sun pinata. And how did we end up breaking it? Well, we ended up breaking it with a bowling ball. And I'm going to pause my story right there, and you will find out more as I continue to write my story, because we're going to take our thoughts and our memory and we're going to put it into writing. We're going to rewrite sentences telling your favorite holiday memory, your favorite personal narrative, a favorite personal story of yourself.